Hi, everybody. This is GM John Fedorowicz. Welcome to ICC's May SimulMaster Simul, May 14, 2006. Hi, everybody. Today I'm playing white. Last month, I try to alternate, or sometimes I even take black more than once in a row, a couple times in a row. But last month, I don't know what happened there. Some of the games, usually what happens when I'm playing is the boards rotate, and and they didn't. So a lot of boards didn't show up. So it was very strange, and because of that, I think maybe three boards, one on forfeit. I know Tired Dad was one of it, and so hopefully today everything will go a little bit better with that, and we'll see what the story is. So good luck to everybody, and hope you enjoy the simul. And have a lot of simulers who are repeat simulers who we played many times before. Looks like we have some new ones. Dodgy, we played before for sure. Jay Russell, we played before. Pascalino, we played before. Pro Hacker, also played before. Sanguima Grams seems new. Welcome to the simul, and hope everybody has a good time. I haven't been keeping up on current events. We're moving. Me and Angela are moving, and it's annoying. It's kind of unbelievable to be moving, and what we're doing is the packing is just ridiculous. A Laziz D4 F5 Zebile. With Zebile, it's been lots of Grunfelds, so let's see what we get today. And the boards seem to be showing up, although we'll see. I think that could have happened because I played with the black pieces. That might have thrown things off. Tired Dad, welcome to the Simul. Always nice to see you. And I think against Tired Dad last month, I made about four moves. Cookies and cream D4 E5. This crazy gambit, which some of my kids in the school I work for play because I have coaches that teach them some tricky kids stuff. Sometimes I'm not altogether happy with that because to win a few games, you wind up playing a not a very good opening. Let's see. Alessis looks like we might be headed for a Stonewall Dutch. Biscuits D4 E6 C4 B6. I've always been afraid of this English. What do they call it? Not English attack, but some kind of English system. And I remember John Spielman and guys like strong English GMs were playing that a long time ago. Zebile, I'm trying a different thing out against this Grunfeld. Dark Unorthodox, D4, Knight F3, D6. I'm tempted here to go D5 right away. And think I'm going to try that out there. Pascalino, normal Queen's Gambit. Tired Dad, probably a Queen's Indian. Cookies and cream, D4, E5. D takes E5, F6. It's a pretty strange gambit. The usual routine there is knight c6, and then on knight c6, knight f3, queen e7. That's the usual routine. So here on f6, I'm thinking that I should just decline it with maybe e4 could be good. So there's some other moves there. I think I probably would go for e4 in that position, and just develop. Maybe try to get a bishop to c4 to keep him from castling, and see how that goes. So that's what I'm leaning for. Also, I'm going to try not to get into time pressure because sometimes I talk too much. But let's face it, that's part of the fun is talking about the games and talking about tournaments, current events. Um, I guess the Karyakin Carlson match is still going to be in New York, from what I've heard. That should be good. If Karyakin as well. Maybe he can make it into an interesting match. We'll see what happens with that. So I think that I'm just going to play e4 here. Knight f3 is a good move too, and then we have to see what's going on there. Um, it seems like just lots of good moves. I think I'm just going to play e4 and develop there. a4 h5 default. We're going to give you Queen's Indian. Bahama Pampa gives me an option. D4 G6 E4 Bishop G7. I think I'll go C4 and get into like a King's Indian or something like that. Uh, CV Saul looks like could be a Grunfeld or King's Indian. And Cybernian says, "Do not use Three Brothers Moving Company." LOL. Okay, I'm glad. I don't think we are actually. I think we're using Moishi's, and they're near here, so we figure they'll be here on next Friday morning at 9 o'clock when they're supposed to be here. Compared to normal people, we really don't have a lot of stuff. So, Sanguinigrams looks like Grunfeld. Lexus, that's going to be a Stonewall. And Zebile, we're getting into an English Open in Grunfeld. Unorthodox is in an unorthodox opening. Pasqualino, let's see what kind of thing we get. We're in that triangle system thing. Tired Dad, Queen, we're getting into a Queen's Gambit. Pro Hacker, same kind of situation. Queen's logo. And A4 H5 has come up with an unusual gambit. I'm not sure that I've seen this. D4, Knight F6, C4, B5. A little unusual, wouldn't you say? So, it feels like a gambit that I must take. It's not like a Benko or anything like that, so I'm just going to take that. I'll take it once and see what happens. Some greener grounds. I'll pay my pet line. Grunfeld, Bahama Pampa, Knight C6. You okay there, Sandro? And Knight F3. So Bishop B7 from Biscuits, and I think I'm going to play. I'm going to try the fianchetto system. In the G3 fianchetto, usually Bishop A6 was being played against me, so it'll be a different thing to play against with the bishop on B7. Unorthodox, like I said, we're in an unorthodox. DV Oz from Canada. Welcome, one of my favorite countries. I play there more than I play in the United States. Cybernian is let's see, with that's going to be a King's Indian. Brian Wood, I'll go for an exchange variation. Jay Russell too. Early opening. Pasqualino, could it be a Botvinnik system? That would be cool. Crazy opening. Dodgy. And now let's see what to do against Zebel. I'm going to play Queen to B3. There's Queen A4 checks there. Sanguinogram's getting into a Queen B3 Romanician variation. I'm not sure what if it ever had a name, but if it did, it would be the Romanician variation from a long time ago, which me and my friend John Tisdale, GM John Tisdale of Norway, we were big fans of Romanician back then. Dark Unorthodox has gone Knight F6, and now I'm looking to see how should I protect my pawn. I have the option here of maybe going. I wanted to put my pawn in C4, so I'm thinking I should go Bishop to D3. If I go Knight C3, E6, I'm not sure what that position is there. Perhaps slightly better. I think probably I should go Knight to C3 there, and that's in that's in an Orthodox. We didn't quite get into a Chigorin, and we didn't quite get into a Nimzovich. So we got into something strange looking, and I feel like with the normal types of moves that I should be able to get some nice advantage. Of course, you never know, and So bishop to d3, keeping the c pawn option open is I'm thinking about. I don't know f3. I'm not really sure about f3 to tell you the truth. I think I'm going to lean towards knight c3 there. Just developing move looks better than the other moves. I think I'm going with knight c3. Abba's child and Bahama Papa. I guess in this position, I'll go d5 because I have to be careful of the d4 square. Cybernian. An apartment sale. Okay. Let us know. I don't know. We weren't really having an apartment sale, but it's more like getting rid of a lot of stuff. It's kind of it's a little strange, the whole moving thing after all these years. 22 years in one place and you have to move. It's kind of sad, but I guess it happens to all of us. And as I said, for normal people, we really do not have a lot of stuff, so that'll make it easier. So now let's see what to do in this weird gambit here. I guess as the usual, I could treat it like a Benko. I could take it, or I could just play. I mean, it would be strange to go. It would be strange to get into a Benko accepted from this against a4 h5. Some reason e3 feels like a normal move there, but it is a bizarre kind of opening that we have here. So I've got a couple of strange gambits going today. It seems like, well, I think I'm going to try pawn to e3 and see what happens with this, and just try not to lose control of the thing. And default has gone d4, knight f6, pogo Indian, and after bishop d2, c5. Good system. Bishop c5 from cookies and cream after e4. And I'm always careful in gambits. Actually, I teach a lot of little kids in New York, and I tell them to watch when they're taking gambits. So I'm gonna be a little careful here about this kind of gambit, because it's gambits. People you come out fast with the pieces, and see what the story is. So I'm threatening here just to make some kind of developing move, maybe knight f3, something like that, and maybe something along with bishop c4, try and keep his king in the middle. Let's see, Laziz in the Dutch, Stonewall. I'll play b3, and I'll castle against Biscuits. Now, Biscuits is playing an interesting thing, where if I played knight c3 too soon, he would go bishop b4, and he'd have a better Nimzo Indian because of the pawn on f5. So that's why I keep the knight on b1. Dodgy, knight f3. We got to see some of the games. Hopefully they'll be showing up. And Pasqualino, I've played this. Well, I haven't played this line with a long time. Just e3, dv os. Let's see what's happening there. d4, knight f6, c4, d5. I capture. Sanguinograms took. A Laziz, queen e7 stops bishop a3. Abba's child. CV saw another Romanician variation, I guess. c6 from cookies and cream. And I guess I'll go bishop to c4 there. Bahama Papa has gone knight e5. I guess I shall take that. Pasqualino has gone knight to d7. We'll go rook to c1. DV Os's position is, well, it should be better for white the way he's playing it. Sanguinogram still in the Grunfeld. And let's see what to do here against A Laziz, that's going to be in the Stonewall Dutch. I'll just maneuver with knight BD2 and stuff like that. Dodgy, a Queen's Gambit. Default has castled. I'll go bishop to G2. Abbot's Child, we're going to be getting into Queen's Gambit. Knight E7 from Cookies and Cream. And now I'm tempted to take the Gambit, although why should I be in a hurry here? I'm looking at taking on F6. Castling doesn't look too dangerous. I think I'm just going to castle against Cookies and Cream, see how that goes. Unorthodox has replied with E6, and that makes sense. And now I got to see, do I want to go bishop to B5 check? First, develop, maybe there's some way, maybe if he goes bishop to E7, I mess up his pawn structure there. That could be an interesting thing to do. And bishop b5 check looks pretty decent. I think I'll give that a shot. Tired Dad, we're gonna get. We already played more moves than we did last month. Zebile has gone knight b6. I'll go d4. CV Saul, and now Cybernian e3. Brian Wood, we're in an exchange. Queen's Gambit also. DV Oz has retreated with Queen D8. I'll play Knight F3. And Pearl Hacker's gone for the Queen E7 line in the BOGO. And A. Laziz has gone B6. I'll go Knight E5. Bahama Papa recaptured on E5 with the bishop. Another exchange. Queen's Gambit. Sanguina Grams has gone C5. Everything is going pretty normal here. Okay, now, what is going on with Cookies and Cream? He just went D5. This is a very strange gambit. I don't think I should be afraid of it, but I'm afraid of all gambits. So I'm thinking about playing en passant. I don't really see anything wrong with that. And if queens were to get traded, I'd have to be happy about that. Unorthodox has replied, of course, bishop to D7. And then after bishop to D7, looks like I played bishop B5 check, bishop D7. That's what I was thinking. I could just mess up his pawn structure with D takes E5. D takes E6. Looks like a normal thing to do there, and that should be giving me some advantage, I would think. So let me do that. And Jay Russell puts the bishop on D6 in a Queen's Gambit, and I guess I'll take on D5 there. T knight 16, knight F6. We're in like a modern defense type of thing. And now Biscuits played bishop E7, and this is the position where I have to see what can I do here. The routine here and this kind of thing is to try to play D5 and knight D4, stuff like that. So I'm looking at D5 right now to see if that's possible, and I think I'm going to give it a shot there. See what happens. A lot of maneuvering in the A. Laziz game, and Zebal we're in our usual Grunfeld, bishop to E6, and go queen to C2. Bahama Papa's attacking now. Is he threatening? Bishop takes, so I'll play bishop to D3 and protect my E pawn. Normal position for Tired Dad. And now Cookies and Cream back to that. Now I'm wondering here about he gave up a pawn. I'm wondering if I'm thinking about giving up a pawn myself here with E5, and to see what is that possible for me to do. So I'm going to try E5 myself and see what happens there. Pro Hacker's taken on D2. I'll recapture with the queen. Unorthodox has gone bishop takes B5, and I believe in that position that let's see. Well, he went bishop takes B5. before taking, he took it right away, and now I have to see what's the deal here. If bishop takes b5, queen takes d8, and then knight takes b5, and how does that one look? So I'll trade queens on d8. That seems normal. And Pasqualino's gone g6, and I believe there I just go bishop to d3. DV Oz has gone e6, and I'll go e4, control of the center. A Laziz has gone knight b d7, and I shall go rook to c1. And a4 h5 has gone g6. So I'm still happy that it's not getting into any Benko Gambit kind of thing. And Cookies and Cream took with e5, and now I want to see what's going on here. I was thinking about knight to g5, just trying to get in there and bother him fast with that. So the queens were traded in this game, and then rook takes, and now I guess I just go knight takes b5. Take that back, getting some structure there. And knight c6 from Zeboil. And now let's see, what sort of moves can I play here? Can I play bishop to get my bishop out before, or does he? He might have these knight to b4 tricks. Zeboil has been a hard opponent on these things, so I think I'm going to try. Well, and then the board changed from Sanguinagrams, has just moved bishop e6 against me, and let's see what's going on with this one. I'm not really sure that I've faced that move before, so I'll have to see what's happening with this. And a lot of good games in the early going. Nothing. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say. I don't think anything decisive. I don't want to jinx myself. So nothing decisive yet. And then Sanguinagrams has played a move that was never played against me, and I'm kind of wondering about it. Bishop to e6. And let's see how do I deal with this one. I suppose, I don't know. I suppose his idea could be something like, well, queen takes b7. What does he do? Is his idea queen a5? I mean, I'm thinking of just snatching. Now that board has gone away for some reason, and now Pearl Hacker is thinking. So I hope this doesn't start up with the boards today, like it did last week, because that was a very annoying thing. All of a sudden, to find out I lost some games on time, not so much because I lost, but because of the people playing the simul. It's not nice to them, and so that's why, we like to get this going here. So Zeboil, we're always in a Grunfeld. Today I came out of it from an English move order and went for queen b3, which does pretty well, and then he must go knight b6, which he did. Knight takes c3 there would be terrible. And now after knight c6, I'm thinking about gambits and stuff like that. E4 is interesting. Bishop f4 is interesting. I think I'm going to try bishop to f4. We'll see how that goes. Dodgy has snatched on c4, so we could be getting into some kind of Queen's Gambit accepted thing. I guess I'll just play e3 there, take it easy. Tired Dad, we're heading for a Tartakover type of position. Default has gone d6, I'll castle. Rook ACA from A Laziz. It's a solid, very solid position we're both playing. And I'm going to reorganize my knights. Knight to d3. Knight d5 from Cookies and Cream. I'm thinking of just snatching on d5 and then playing queen takes d5. That doesn't look bad at all. I don't see any tricks. Bahama Papa, I'm just going to castle. And now Unorthodox has taken back on e6. And I guess now I'm thinking my options are to take on c7. And that doesn't look bad. So let me take on c7, mess up his pawn structure. Pasqualino, normal opening so far. And Sanguinograms, can I snatch that pawn on b7 is what I'm wondering. So if I snatch the pawn on b7 and he goes queen a5, I have to go queen back to b2, I guess. Now, if I get out of town in one piece, it'll be well worth it. I think I'm going to try it. Bishop b4 from Dodgy. I'll just go bishop takes c4. Castle some biscuits. And now I'm looking, do I want to go knight to d4? Or do I want to play knight c3 first? I think I'm going to try knight to d4. Hitting the e6 pawn there. Okay, knight e4 from A. Laziz. And I guess I'm just going to go e3. And Black's position looks okay there. Okay, let's see what happens with CV Sol. Same position as in the other games. Now, Bahama Papa, I'm wondering, do I ever want to play? I think I'm going to play h3. Do I ever want to play f4? Is what I'm wondering. And if I play f4, at what moment should I do it? So that's a good question there. So I'm gonna play, thinking about stuff here, and looks like, all right, I'm gonna go knight b5 against Dark Unorthodox, queen e7 from default, and now I gotta see what sort of moves do I play here. I can go knight c3s. A5 to make him take and then take back. That could turn into a good hedgehog position. I think I'm going to go for that. Take back with a queen. Tired Dad has gone b6. We're in a Tartakover. And the Tartakover is really a good Queen's Gambit and has been. I've played it myself. Teach it to a lot of students. Just a pretty good opening. So I'm going to try queen to b3 in this one. Castles against Dodgy. Brian Wood's going for the tricky move order in the Queen's Gambit. Actually, in a World Youth, one of our players played knight takes d5, and he was a good player, too. He's like a 2200 player. Never saw that trap before. And so that wasn't good. Now, let's see what to do here against Cookies and Cream. I have nice moves here. I'm wondering about simply developing with knight to c3. Also, what would happen if I chased his bishop around with something like knight to e4? Knight to f7 is a very forcing move. Queen takes could be good. I think I'm going to go with knight to f7. And I really like my position there. So we'll see what the story is there. Dark Unorthodox has gone rook to c8, and interesting looking move for sure, hitting my c pawn. And let's see what the situation with that is. So knight b5, rook c8, and now I have to see how to defend this pawn. I don't know. Is some tricky things here. I was thinking of maybe keeping the playing f3 and keeping that pawn, but then his rook is running around on the second rank. c3 I don't like because he does a6. So I don't know. It's this rook c8 is a difficult move. Knight c3, bishop to b4 looks pretty annoying actually. So what to do here? How to defend this pawn? Knight c3. This is a very tough move to deal with. Maybe I don't know if I can snatch a7. He'll snatch c2 and have that rook running around on the second. As really looks not easy for me. So I was looking at knight takes a7, and then rook takes c2. I don't know, castling. You get some bishop c5 thing. It's very tricky. So what to do here? This one is not so easy. So got to be very careful about this. Knight c3. Knight c3. He goes bishop b4. I castle. He can take on c3 and e4. I mean, maybe I'm okay there, but certainly not better. All right, I think I'm going to try knight to c3. And it looks like his position is pretty good there. Got a tricky opening. All right, T knight has gone f5, and now I have to see what kind of moves do I have here. I would like to take and open them up if that were, if that was possible. And I got to see what to do with that. That might be a decent thing for me to do. He gets his knight to c5. I have to be careful I don't lose control of the e4 square. If I lose control of the e4 square, that could be some kind of problems there. So he's played f5. He's a little bit behind in development. Maybe I could try to take advantage. Pawn takes pawn feels like the right move there. Starting to try to open it up, and maybe afterwards some knight g5 thing, but I have to be careful that I don't get driven back there. So I'm leaning towards pawn takes pawn, and I don't know other moves here, castles. How to work on the queen side would be a good question. If he goes, let's see. So I'm thinking pawn takes pawn, knight to g5, and I think I'm going to try that. Okay, queen takes d2 against default seems correct. DVS is going to get himself into a passive position if he's not careful. Biscuits has gone e takes d5, and I guess I'll just go for knight takes f5. I think I'm happy there. Dodgy, what kind of position are we getting into here? Some sort of, we've gotten into a Nimzo Indian from a roundabout move order. I think I'm just going to go queen e2. Queen takes d6 against cookies and cream. Bishop b4 against dark unorthodox. Let's see. Now, I think I'm going to castle. I was expecting a better opening there in that one. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Aziz has gone rook d8, and that's in the Stonewall Dutch. Bishop c4 from Zebile. After now, I think that we have had this position before, and Zebile has done this bishop c4 stuff to me. And now I got to see what's after bishop c4. What's the correct move here? And b3s don't seem right. Rook to something like rook to d1 looks okay. We've done this before. Okay, now Bahama Mama, interesting situation. Which pawn do I want? I think I'm going to try to take it back with the e pawn. Bishop d5 from Sanguinigrams, and I guess I'm just going to bring my queen back to b2. Looks like the safest. If I get castled here, I'm just going to be up a pawn. So I want to go for some kind of safe thing, so I'm just going to go queen to b2. Cookies and Cream has gone knight c6. Anything bothering me there yet? No, so I think I'm just going to go knight to c3 and develop. Abba's Child, c5 from default. Now, Do I want to take this or just play for space with d5? If I could use the d5 square, it's interesting. I think I'm just going to go d5 and try for the space advantage. Rook e8 from Cybernian. I go bishop e2. Bishop takes f3 from Sanguinograms. That game is going to be very tactical. J. Russell, Queen's Gambit with his bishop on b6 dodgy. We're getting to an isolated pawn position. CV Saul, that's another Grunfeld. And Sanguinograms has taken on d4. Now, this is, I have to be a little bit careful about this. I think taking with the c pawn feels right. T knight, I'm going to go knight g5. Bishop takes e5 from Alexis. And now what's happening here? So he's lining me up on the d file. I probably should have paid better attention to that. So I got to take with the knight. And he might be winning some sort of pawn here. So I got to be really careful about this. I always tell my students when somebody lines up their queen and rook from long distance, be careful. And then I didn't really listen to myself too well in this one. So I think he's going to win a pawn, and I got to be careful he doesn't win more. So, all right, now let's see what happened. Cookies and cream, bishop to e6. Now I'm looking at some ideas here. Knight to b5 against cookies and cream, threatening knight c7 check. Let me check that out. That looks like maybe that could be good. Bishop takes c3 from dark unorthodox. Bahama Papa has gone bishop to d7, and I think I'm just going to go. Well, bishop h6 is the easy move to play. I'm still wondering when is f4 going to become a move here for me. So I think I'm going to go bishop to e3 and just develop there and then see what's happening then. Okay, T knight, knight f6. I feel like I should go f4 there. And knight c6 from Sanguinograms. And now, what's he up to here? I have to be careful about this one. There's all kinds of tactics here with knight takes d4. I'm wondering if I could go queen d2 and just get out of some stuff here. He can't go e5 right away because of his rook hanging on f8. So I think I'm going to go queen to d2 and see what's going on there. Okay. Knight c6 from Pro Hacker, and I think I have to go knight c3 there, otherwise I've transposed into something bad, and now A. Laziz has won a pawn on me. And cookies and cream now, I feel like I should be able to use this d6 square for something. If I just move my queen back on that diagonal, am I winning material? So let's say I go queen back to a3, am I winning material? Rook d8 from Pasqualino. And I guess I shall go queen to e2 and get out of the way of that rook. And knight c6 from Cybernian. And let's see. If he plays e5, are we transposing into any kind of normal thing? I think I'm going to castle and see how this one goes. Bishop e2 from T knight and e4, and I'm going to play bishop to e2. And A. Laziz has won his pawn. I didn't really pay attention in this one at all, so I have to go somewhere with my queen, and then I have to see what's going on here. Do I have to beware of will rook d2 ideas bother me? I'm wondering about. All right, I'm going to go queen to c2 and see if I could do something about this. Dodgy bishop g5 looks normal to me. a4, h5 is castled. Now, if I was playing a Benko Gambit, I'd play something like a4. I'm thinking if I just get out of town here, I should be in pretty good shape. Let's see. Maybe bishop to d2 and develop bishop. Why not? Bishop to d2. Try and wait him out. J. Russell has castled, and I'm going to play just bishop to e2. And Zebal has gone bishop to g7. And now I'm looking for tactics here. I'm always wondering D5 kind of stuff, and an interesting sort of situation there. And he did Bishop G7. No, well he did after Bishop F4. He did Bishop to C4, which keeps me from developing a little bit. And and that's it's if I develop with G3, he gets some kind of pressure. So we've had this kind of thing before, and he's always gotten a good game. And I could never, I don't know, I've never happened on the right plan to tell you the truth there. So I got to see what's going on. I mean, it almost feels like there should be some kind of refutation to this, and and I don't see it, which is I have to check to see what's the deal with this. All the time we played a lot of Grunfelds, and and this Queen B3 thing has a reputation for being very annoying. And I know when I was playing the Grunfeld, I ran into a couple of times. I think the Jesse Cry did it to me, and and it was pretty and it was an interesting sort of thing. So let me see what to do here. So Bishop C4, and I don't know. I'm checking B3 here, but B3, does it really look like a refutation? So it's I don't know. I mean, it's something chases his bishop back. All right, I think I'm going to give B3 a try. Maybe his bishop winds up getting to a bad square. Bishop C5 from biscuits. Now, can I just go knight to C3? Does he have tricks on my knight on E4? I'm wondering. And if I go pawn takes D5, what happens? That pawn takes D5 looks pretty normal to me. I think I'm just going to do it, and I feel like I'm up a pawn there. DV As is doing the bishop E7, and no pressure on the center there. D6 against Pro Hacker. Okay, now cookies and cream. So I think I won the exchange, knight D6. So I got to be happy about this. Castles from T knight, and I guess I castle. Normal looking position. Rook takes C3 from unorthodox. And now, what's the score going to be here? Somehow I feel like I should have gotten better than this. I think I'm looking at F3, and then he takes on C2, and I go bishop to E3. He's got these double pawns. I can't imagine this being better for me, that's for sure. So I didn't really get what I thought. I should get more out of this than I did. I'm looking at F4, trying to take advantage of his king. I don't know about that. All right, I mean, then where does his king go? His king goes up to G6 sometimes. I don't know if that's some sort of big deal for me. Rook to B1. He just goes B6. So what's the right thing for me to do here? Not completely clear on this at all. I could go. I guess I could go rook to B1 and rook to B2, but I'm not really sure what that was about. I don't know. It's just his position became pretty decent here. I think I'm going to try bishop to E3 and see how that one. At least I'll develop there. And Aziz take on B3. That's the game where I lost a pawn. Brian Wood's gone bishop E7 normal. B6 from Pasqualino. And I have to see at some moment, okay, rook FD1, normal development should get me a slight edge. Knight takes D4 from CV Saul. Cookies and cream, bishop to B5 check. Bishop to G5 check, coming out fast. How can that be bad? Dodgy has gone bishop to B7. And I guess I'm looking for tactics. Bishop takes, pawn to d5 or something, but I think rook to d1 looks pretty normal there. e4 from default. Didn't expect that. Well, and is he going to get some e3 thing? I guess I'm going to go knight to g5. Rook to d2 from A-Laziz. I got to retreat. And now I think I'm going to try bishop a6 against Pasqualino to maybe work on his pawns. Rook c8 from Sanguinigrams. And is he still setting up some tactics here? I would like to get castled. I'm looking. I'm thinking of bishop to a6 coming up with a tempo. And then I'm looking to see, is there any suspicious stuff with knight takes d4? All right, I'm going to try to come out fast with bishop a6, get myself castled. Cookies and cream, knight to e7. This one could be just about over. Knight takes c8. What does he do? Knight g4 from biscuits, and this is a sharp position. If I go e4, is he going to go knight takes f2, rook takes f2, bishop takes f2, and g6? Maybe, but he's got to be careful of his king, that's for sure. So that's a real situation. So what else can I do? I can maybe go e3. E3, but then I don't know. Would he go knight takes? There. So there's lots of I have lots of moves here, but I'm focusing on this knight takes f2 tactical stuff here to make sure that all my stuff is together. So if I did that, his king could be open, but he could get some material. E3, knight takes a2, h2, and then rook takes f5. That one is weird also. I feel like e4 is the right move, but I mean, my king on f2 like that, and then he tries to win it back. It's material. I think I'm going to try it. It's going to get it could get a little strange, but let's give it a shot. Okay, h6 from default. I'll go knight back to h3. Everything looks okay there. Brian Wood. Okay, c5 from A-Laziz. Yeah, I mean, this is the one game where I got some problems. I did not pay attention here too well, and it's a problem. Down a pawn, just not good here. All right, now I'm gonna see what's a good way to mix. Is there any way to mix it up here? Don't really see how. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna go b4. I don't know what that does, but I'm gonna try. I think in that game I'm probably a little bit busted. Tired Dad played c6 against me in this Tartiko. I'll go rook to d1. And now it looks like cookies and cream. Is it mate? So I think chalk went up there. And so that sort of makes up for the other game, which did not pay attention. When the rook was lined up against the queen, I did not pay attention at all. Bishop f5 from default. Another game where I have to pay attention. Is he threatening queen to d7 and chasing my knight around to places where it does not want to go to? So I have to look out for that. I don't know. I guess king to h1 is kind of a, I don't know. I'm going to do it. Give myself a square. Okay, knight g5 from A-Laziz, and this one is just this one is going downhill fast. All right, now I got to look. He's threatening knight f3, bishop takes, and queen b7 type of stuff. And getting mated on move 20 already, not good. If I play f3, what can I do something like that? Let me just try f3. This one, I could be going down there pretty fast. e5, Pearl Hacker, knight d5 looks good. Castling against Brian Wood. Castling against Jay Russell. Let's see. Well, okay, castling against Jay Russell. And e5 from Cybernian. And normal position here. Now, what is the difference? I'm going to try d5. I think Now, Sanguinigrams is sacked on D4, and I'm going to go. I guess I'm going to, let's see. I guess I take on D4. We have to see what this is about. Queen E8 from A. Laziz. And trying to come out to H4, looks like. Yup. And I think I'm going to go bishop to C3 and see if I can get his rook out of there. E4 against Hibernian. E3. I hope the boards are not getting messed up like they did last week. I hope that is not happening, because last week was just a terrible thing. How many games were lost on time there. Let's see. So B3, and now I don't know what. Let's see. Can I go E4 against Zebile? Let's see what's going on there. Bishop F4, Queen, Bishop C4, and then Rook 1 is there, and thinking of just going E4, D5 could be a move, but I have to be a little bit careful about this situation. I think D5 feels like the right move here. Then he goes knight to B4, and I play Queen C1. Feels sharp, but not terrible. Maybe I can try to get some advantage. Okay, Donji's gone rook to E8, and so my queen is on E2. I don't know. Knight 5 maybe is a good move. Let me try knight to E5. Trying to get some business going on his pin. Have his child early going there. Some of the games I have to start moving faster. Hibernian knight to D7. And I'm going to go knight to D2. And rook to C6 from Sanguinigrams. Hitting my bishop, and I guess I was just going to go bishop back to E2. It's a strange position there. Okay, now A4, A5. Has he waited me out? Should I move my bishop and see if he takes? All right, I'm just going to do that. I was hoping he would take and the bishop would go on one jump. Bishop takes D4 from Sanguinigrams. Now he's threatening to go bishop to C3. I can castle and he can take my rook. I'm not sure. That's a weird position. Also, I have some bishop to C3 stuff and he could take my rook. Or I have bishop to B2, which is pretty safe. It's a messy. This one's messy. And now, what about if I just went rook to C1? Can I do that? What will he do on rook to C1? All right, one looks like the choice. Let's see, time pressure in some of the games already. People moving fast. Abba's child, C5. I'm going to go rook C1. DV Os has gone C5. And I got to look here. I'm thinking that D5 is the right move for me. E5 is not bad either. Let's see. So if I go D5 and he takes, that looks pretty good. I'm going to try that. Knight B4 from Zebile. I'll go Queen C1. Rook takes G2 from Aziz, getting very tactical. Knight BD7 from default, and I'll just go knight to C3. And Queen H5 from Aziz, and now he's trying to collapse me on the F3 square. And he might be doing that. So I have to be very careful here, although it may be late for that. He's collapsing on F3, and that was due to my not really paying attention to him lining up his rook on my queen. I should have paid attention to that. That resulted in the loss of a pawn, and now he's just better here. So I don't know if there's any way to survive this. It's not going to be fun, that's for sure. So I'm looking at e4, but he would just take it. Now it's going to be if there is a defense here, it's going to be a rough one. So thinking about rook to f2, but then, well, all right, I'm going to try, but I think this one is pretty over with his bishops and his queen coming in there and whatnot. All right, DVS. Now, what move do I want to play here? I'm thinking that e5 looks like the right move for me with some knight d5 tricks. That looks good. Knight takes f3 from Aziz, and I'm going to get out of the way here. And let's see what Dodgy's up to here now. So Dodgy has gone knight to c6, and now I'm looking for tactics here. Knight to e4, bishop to b5. Bishop to b5. I'm wondering what happens if he goes knight takes d4. He's pinned, and there's a lot of suspicious move for both sides there. I might have bishop to b5. I'm looking at. Maybe that's a move. I'm gonna try it. And let's see. Knight takes d4 and just unpins somehow. So let's give that a shot. Default has gone knight e5. I probably have nothing better to do than b3. This has turned out pretty well for him. And knight h2 check from Aziz. And now let's see. My king is going. I have to resign there. I did not pay attention at all. So that was a quick win there. I just didn't pay attention to the d file in that game and lost pretty badly in that game. Bishop takes f2 check from Sanguinigrams, and now is this another one where I did not pay attention? Okay, let's see what's going on here now. All right, king takes f2. I find this hard to believe I can do that, and then I get a lot of pieces for the queen, but my coordination is terrible. So this one does not look good either. And then he's going to follow with bishop to e3. So this was yet another one where I've managed to mess up badly. I don't know what's. I'm going to try to see. All right, I'm going to go king takes f2 and try to play with a rook and two bishops, but not good what's going on here today. Just not paying attention at all. Okay, Jay Russell is getting ready to make a battery on me, and I'm just going to go rook to e1 and develop myself and get out of there. And this position against Sanguinigrams, that is just ridiculous on my part. I'm missing a lot of stuff today. All right, now DVS. Let's see. I'm looking at knight takes d5 straight out. I'm looking at bishop to b5. Bishop to b5 might be the best. And what would he do? Knight takes d5 doesn't look bad either. I think I'm going to go with bishop to b5 against DVS. Pawn takes from this Abbas child has locked, which usually isn't a good idea. Bishop to b1. CV Saul, knight takes d4, bishop to e2. And back to dark unorthodox. And I guess I'm going to just go bishop takes a7 there and see slightly better structure. Okay, DVS. Queen takes d5 I'm wondering about. g4, weird, winning a piece. So what do I want to take with? I thought queen takes d5 was very good for me. And I'm going to do it and see what can I snatch that rook. Okay, queen takes a2 from Sanguinigram, snatching. And I don't know. I don't think I could go bishop takes e7. I'm going to have to play a little bit safe here with Sanguinigrams and hope that my rooks can do something to him later on. Okay, rook f8 from Cybernian. And I'm going to get rolling on the queen side with b4. Bishop takes c3 from Dodgy. Now, Dodgy, this position is interesting. There's so much stuff hanging. I'm thinking about knight takes c6. Can I do knight takes c6? But what is he up to here? Is he trying to do some queen to d5 thing for me? Should I just take? I'm just gonna take with the pawn on c3 and see what kind of thing happens there. All right, Cybernian. I'm trying to get c5 in there. Now, can I retreat? Some useful moves here. I don't know. A4 doesn't seem right. Knight to b3 would be good. Bishop to e3, although I wanted him to go h6 first, but maybe bishop to e3 is the best move to get c5 in as fast as possible. Bishop takes b5, that's 7 from a4, h5. Bishop to c8 from Pasqualino. He developed, but then he undeveloped. Can I take advantage? I'm looking at knight to e4. Going to give knight e4 a tryout here. Knight takes d4 from Pearl Hacker, and I will take it on d4. And queen c7 from Brian Wood. I'm going to go king to h1 and get out of the way. Just have to make sure there's no knight g4 tricks. No, looks okay. And f3 from Cybernian, and we're getting into a typical King's Indian position. But I feel like I'm a little bit ahead on time there. Rook c1. Okay, now, what's happening with Dodgy here? He just went rook to c8. Now, I was looking at knight g4 ideas, but I don't know. Do I have to be careful of queen d5s? I'm wondering about. And then I don't know what happened. Biscuits had just changed boards and went to the biscuit board. And let's see what Biscuit's up to here. Does he wants to do this knight takes f2 still? How can I go queen e2 and stop that? Maybe take back g6, have some knight h6. Queen e2 looks like a decent move there. Just protect some stuff. What about rook takes c6 against Pasqualino? Is that just a pawn? So I've played a couple of miserable games here, so we'll see what happens. Unorthodox has gone rook a8. I got to move my bishop back. That position, I'm not happy about that. Winning chances or castling against CV Saul. Bishop to f3 against Pearl Hacker, trying to pick that pawn up. And Jay Russell has gone queen c7. And I guess I'll just go bishop to f4. And I don't know if I have an advantage there. We'll see. And now rook to c8. That was a dodgy game. And I'm looking at things like, well, I mean, I got to be careful of this queen g5 thing. I sort of like the looks of knight to g4. And just making, just checking tactics out because of things occurring on this on the d5 square. Maybe, I don't know, maybe f4 could be a good move here. Just protecting against protecting the g2 square. I think I'm going to try f4. So again, that's directed against his tactics there. Okay, now Bahama Pampa, can I go f4? He's going to retreat his bishop. Any pawn snatching on the queen side? I don't think so. I'm gonna just try b3 and consolidate my position and play for a space advantage. Look what Biscuits did to me now. I'm hanging all my pieces today. I didn't even see that move. What is going on here today? You have to bishop a6. I have to put my queen somewhere, and then f2 is gonna hang. Not good. Hanging lots of stuff today. Don't really like it too much. All right, I'm gonna try. Where should I put my queen now? Queen to c3, bishop to. I'm gonna try queen to c2, and I've lost the exchange there. Let's see what's happening against Pasqualino. I don't know. This this simul is I'm not doing too great today. Let's see what Sanguinigrams is queen to d5, attacking my rook, and I'm going to go rook back to c2. I hope I haven't hung anything there yet. And look at what happened against Pasqualino. I snatched a pawn and lost the exchange. All right, so queen back, nothing else. Can I hang more pieces today? All right, now let's see what's happening against DVS. Do I just want to trade on d7? That looks okay. And Brian Wood played rook to e8. I'm going to go bishop to f2 and try to stop tactics. Bishop takes f1 from Biscuits. And I'm going to go bishop takes f1. And this could be, I'm headed for my worst simul, I think. All right, Jay Russell has retreated. I gone bishop takes b8. Queen c7 from Dodgy. And now I feel like bishop takes f6 at some point has to be something I should do. Let's see. And then how about bishop? Can I go bishop takes and knight to g4? But then he goes king g7, and how can I work my queen in there? All right, I'm going to go bishop takes f6. Seems like the right way to do. Knight takes f2 from Biscuits, and I'm just going to go king to g2 and get it away. And now DVS, I was thinking, can I win a piece with pawn to g4? Or pawn to e6. Well, pawn to e6 may not win a piece because then knight on d to f6. So that may not win a piece. But can I go pawn to g4 and win a piece? Okay, a6 from Mahampa, and I'll just go a4, stomping this queenside stuff. Queen Sanguinigrams has gone queen d4 check, and I'm going to go king to g2, king to f2, sorry, okay. Rook f7 from Cybernian. I feel like he better be, I feel like I'm getting in faster than a normal variation of the King's Indian. Okay, let's see, Pasqualino, up the exchange, I have a pawn, and that was another blunder on my part. And let's see what to do here against Dodgy. I could take on c6 a couple of times, but then, well, I don't know, then queen to g4 type of stuff. Knight to g4 looks like it could be a good move. What does he do? He goes king g7, I suppose. And how do I get in after him here? Knight takes. I could trade everybody off on the queens on c6 and then do a rook lift. Might be the simplest thing to do. Let me try that. I think I'm going to go for that one. b6 from Bahama Pampa. And I guess I'll just go queen to d2. And a5 from Sanguinigrams. And I'm going to go rook to d1. I have to try and get my pieces coordinated. I still have some hope here. And Abba's Child has gone. All right, now let's see. I'm going to go knight to g3 and queen to e5 from Pearl Hacker. And now sometimes in this position I can get his c pawn. So I'm going to see what the situation with that is. All right, now this was the problem against default, is that I have to go knight g1, and I'm not happy about that, but it doesn't look terrible. Okay, I'm going to lift a rook d3 against Dodgy, and Cybernian has started up with me with g5, and I'm going to take on d6, queen b7 from Pasqualino, and I'm just struggling here down the exchange, knight c3. Okay, g4 from DVS, and I'll take a piece, take his knight off, and king h8 from Dodgy, and now I got to see what's going on here. Looking at, well, if I go queen h5, then he's got queen e4 ideas. So I want to stay off of that. So I think I'm going to try rook to e3 and keep his queen out of there. Bishop g7 from Bahama Pampa. Simul has been going for a little over about an hour or so. And now I'm trying to figure out how to do something to Bahama Pampa's queen side. Maybe go towards the c6 square could be an idea. Queen f6 from Biscuits. Biscuits won the exchange for me, and now he's up to something here. Some g6 ideas, perhaps. I've got to figure out how to develop myself. He might have some knight takes e4 ideas as well. Let's see. And then his queen takes could happen. So what's good ideas here to take advantage of something? I don't know. Bishop c4, would that do something? Maybe that forces his king somewhere uncomfortable. Let's see. I think I'm going to try bishop to c4 and see if I can bother his king a little bit. Okay, rook fe8 from default, and now I'm trying to figure out how do I get my pieces out here. I'm looking at f4. I'm going to try f4, get my knight out, get my pieces out there. Let's see what happens with that. Okay, so DVS, I'm up a piece. I'm not worried about rook g8 check, I don't think. And I'm going to try e6 myself. And at least that one doesn't look bad compared to what's going on in some of the other games. All right, Cybernian. Now, what do I do here? Knight b6, bishop to b6. Bishop to b6 discombobulates him a little bit because he's got to go queen to d7, so I'm going to try that. e5 from Bahama Pampa. Feels like I should go en passant. Queen e5 from Sanguinigrams, and I'm looking for coordination for my pieces. I'm wondering about, let's see, doubling rooks, bishop to b2, back rank threats somehow. If I could put my bishop on b3, I'd be happy. Bishop to b2, queen g5 check's not good. Not really concerned about his a-pawn yet because I have a lot of pieces stopping it. All right, I think I'm going to go bishop to h6 and see if I can create some back rank trouble. That's the best I could do there. And now Bahama Pampa. I'm going to try queen to b4. Looks nice. Minority attack against Jay Russell, trying to get that going. Queen d7 from Siberian. Now, a queen trade might be a good for me because then he's got trouble with d6, and then his attack goes. So what about that? So I think queen a4 against Siberian looks like it's a good idea. e3 from default. Yeah, that's another interesting move. Now, if I take it, he goes knight c4. If I don't take it, he goes knight g4. He's going to get a knight into f2, and then I'll go king to g1, and I'll see what happens. I'm not so happy about it, but we'll see. Okay, queen e7 from Jay Russell hitting my pawn, and I think I'm just going to go pawn to b5, get that minority attack going. Biscuits just ignores my threat and plays g6. And now I got to see what to do to him here. I'm looking at d6 check for what that's worth. There's some other funny business I'm looking at here. Pawn to b4 is a little strange. I don't know. Knight h6 first, but very unclear. I mean, he's up the exchange. Pawn to b4. Pawn takes f5. Bishop to b2. What's happening there? And at what moment do I go d6 check, if ever? Will it ever do anything? So I'm looking at d6 check, and he moves his king somewhere. I don't know, h7, I guess, and I take on c7. What is that pawn on c7 worth anything? I don't know. So this is the big question with this. All right, I don't know. I'm going to try this crazy move here, pawn to b4, and attack his bishop and see what happens. Okay, Bahama Pampa, I got him to play rook to b8, so gaining a little ground. I like my position here. I'm going to try and bother his pawns. Default is going in after me. J. Russell has captured on b5, and I will just take back. His d5 pawn is hanging times. Bishop f5 from Pearl Hacker, and I'm just going to go rook takes c7. And now Dodgy has played rook to g8. And now what am I up to here? I'm looking at f5 to try and open him up a little bit. G2, so I'm going to try f5, and it's just rooks now. Queen takes a trade, queen trade with Siberian. Took my knight, and now I'm going to take, let's see, do I take his bishop first? Or do I play, there's lots of moves here. I take his bishop, he goes bishop to b, I'm going to take his bishop first. And now, what do I take in the J. Russell game? I'm thinking I should just go knight takes d5. And, okay, Siberian's got knight e8. So I like my position in the Siberian game because I feel like his queen side is messed up a little bit. And do I want to go bishop back now and start to bother him on the f6 square? Can I do that? Or I'm making sure b5 doesn't do something. I think my knight gets out if he goes b5. e5 from Dodgy. And if I take, his idea could be rook takes g2. So I'm gonna let's see what to do here. Take, rook, and he goes rook to g2. And then queen takes, and my king is a little open there. So what's the deal with this? So let's see. And if I take, and play, suppose, all right, I'm going to take it and then maybe go g6 or something. Okay, rook c8 from Pro Hacker, and I'll go rook c1. Let's see, queen c7 from Bahama Mama, and I was going to go bishop to b1. And e4, pawn takes e4, threatening some stuff in the biscuits game, and let's see what's happening. There's a lot of things happening. He's threatening to mate me right now with queen f3. So let's see what to do here, and can I? Well, knight d2 stops it for a moment. I don't know. This is some situation here I'm not happy about it. He's got a lot of threats. So I'm going to try knight d2, and I'm going to go f6 on Dodgy. Bishop takes d5 from J. Russell. Knight f2 check, king g1 from this. And now what's happening here with Brian Wood threatening my h2 pawn. I'm just going to drop back bishop g1. b5 from Abba's Child. And I guess I'll just knight into f5 looks good. Or do I want to slow him down a little bit? Let me slow him down a little bit with a3. Rook g6 from Dodgy. And now let's see what's happening here. G3, or what's he's threatening to take on f6. So if I go rook to g3, pawns are hanging all over the place. This one probably is going to wind up being a draw, I would think. Can I go rook takes g5, rook takes... Yeah, I'm going to go rook takes g5. Let's see. Bishop to b7, knight to f5 against Abba's Child looks okay. Bishop to knight f6, hitting my bishop against J. Russell. And which way does my bishop want to go? I think I'll go back to f3, play it safe. The other diagonal might have been better. All right, now, what's happening with sanguinograms here? Can I make back rank threats? I'd be very happy if I could. Now, how should I do it? Rook to... Let's see, rook to d2, threatening back rank mate threats. How about that? Let me try rook to d2. If I go rook to, he'll have rook to b2. But all right, I'm gonna give it a try. Knight f5, rook to e8 from Abba's Child. And now I'm thinking queen f3 looks right for me. Try and get my queen over there. And dvs. Pawn takes f7 looks all right for me. Bishop to f6 from CV Sol. Now, what's happening here? He's just defending his pawns. And what do I do here? Can I just play a rook to d1 or something like that, and can you continue developing also? Dodgy has doubled rooks on the G file with Brett's. Can I just go rook to f2? And I still feel like that one could turn into a draw. Okay, now let's see. Abba's Child. What do I want to do here? I'm looking at bishop to d6. Actually, let me. I think I'm going to do it. Try him on the g7 square. And I think mate just happened on one of the boards. Pawn to a5 from Bahama Mama, and I'll go back with the queen. Maybe I could use that b5 square for something. Rook to fd8. I'm just going to go queen b3 against Jay Russell. Try and pick up that pawn. Rook takes c7 against Pro Hacker. I'm doing it right. And knight to b6. Cybernian forked me, but I think my knight gets out. I get his rook, and then my knight gets out. Unless, well, he should maybe go rook to b8. Pasqualino is another game. I'm down the exchange for a pawn. I think I'm just going to play h3, give myself air, and take my time. Knight to d4 against Bahama Mama, and back to Zebile, which he has gone queen to d7. So that was a d5 knight b4 he did. I went to queen c1, and then he went to d7. And I guess the normal thing for me to do here is to go e4. Okay, Enneagrams has gone f6, and now let's see what's cooking here. I'm looking at bishop c4 check. And let's see. So I go, all right, I'm going to do bishop c4 check. And let's see. I'm still trying to back rank him. I don't think, let's see. Oh, well, I don't know. I thought I got all excited with rook d8, takes, king f7. Rook check, king c4, bishop c4. But then his king starts running around. I don't want his king to start running around. So I think that bishop c4 check is right. And I don't know what Sanguinagrams is telling me, some kind of religious stuff. And in the middle of the game, okay. So let's see what to do here. Bishop c4 check looks correct. Cybernian, I guess I would like to go knight a5. Knights all over the face. What the heck? Okay, now let's see. Bahama Mama, knight to b5. Looks nice to me. And let's see if he takes it. And now we got Dodgy is going queen takes. I have to be a little careful here. I feel like, can I go rook to e8, or is he bothering me here with some checks? So I have to be a little careful here about how I do this. G3, I was thinking about. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Maybe G3. And I can block, I guess. So I think G3. It looks weird, but I think it's okay. All right, now Sanguinagrams. Let's see what to do here. Interesting business here. Maybe if I let's see, I can put. I don't think I can put any rooks on the 7th if I trade and I go check. No, I'm looking at rook to e2. Rook to e2 doesn't seem bad. I think I'm gonna try rook to e2 and see what happens there. b5 from Pasqualino looks like a good move. I'm just gonna go queen b3. That's the game down the exchange. I'm just hanging on there. All right, a6 from Brian Wood, and I feel like e4 has to be right. Bishop takes f1, king takes f1, Zebon. I'll take with the c pawn in Bahama Mama. Pawn takes against Brian Wood, threatening some forks. Tired Dad, I guess I'm just going to castle. And now, Jay Russell, can I just try to take this b pawn to b1? And then keep my people together and see how that goes. All right. Now, what's happening with Brian Wood? He's just going bishop g4. Now to go e5. I'm going to do it. It's a fork. Get the time pressure on some boards. Okay, now what's happening with sanguinograms here? We got some checks. We got some rookie ones. I think. Let's see. What do I do? Rookie one or rookie? I think rookie one. And we'll see how this one goes. Messy. Okay. Rook 19 Russell, and I'm gonna go. Can I just go Queen takes D5? And hopefully I didn't hang anything there. Rook C6 looks like a good move against Bahama Papa. I hope I didn't mouse slip there. Queen takes A1 from Biscuits. And now I got to see. I'm going to go D6 check. I'm going to try and get him with these bishops. Diagonal. Rook C6 from Bahama Papa. Okay, good. J. Russell. Queen to E6, maintaining that knight. And now, let's see, and threatening a fork. I think I'm going to go rook to C1, try and get that knight out of there, win some pawns. Okay, default. Is he trying to mate me, and can he mate me? Bishop takes, king takes. I'm going to try to go knight to D1 and get rid of that knight. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Knight G6 from Cybernian. His attack, I don't think it's an attack, King's Indian type attack. Can I just go rook to C1? Let's see. And now Bahama Papa's gone Queen A7. I really like my position in this game now. Have to figure out a way to soften up his pawns. Maybe Queen to E2 to start to annoy that E6 point. Bishop takes G2 from default. King takes. And now knight takes, let's see, King H7 from Biscuits. And what's happening now? I was trying to get him on diagonals, my only hope. Can I go knight takes E4? What the heck is going on here after knight takes E4? Queen C1 check from Dodgy. And just checking, make sure King G2 looks okay. Now, what's the score here against Dodgy? Pawns are even. I still think that this one's probably going to wind up being a draw. King takes F1 from Castles. That's the game with Zebile. Let's see what's going on there. King takes. And then he castled. I think I could be slightly better here because of control of the center. King on castles. And now what's his bishop on G7 is very strong. So bishop H6 feels correct. J. Russell's is holding his knight. Now, what's going on here is rook. Do I ever have to worry about rook to B6? Knight takes E4. I don't know how the boards are doing. Things are switching. Knight takes E4. Pretty interesting business going on here. Discovered attacks against Biscuits. Bishops. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I like it, but well, I don't know. Maybe I like it. I'm down a million pieces, but I got some diagonal stuff. All right, he took, and I guess I go Queen takes E4. And then I have to see, hold on, Queen takes E4 first. Yes, I have to do it. Queen H6 from default, and then I move my king back. Let's see now, J. Russell, I'm looking to see, should I get rid of this knight? Can I, if I go rook, let's see, if I go rook C5 and he goes rook B6, my okay, rook C5, trying to unblockade him seems like the thing to do. Bishop to B7 from Cybernian. And now, let's see, I could take this, something with A4 feels right. Yep, definitely. A4, start to open up the queen side. H6 from Pearl Hacker. Should I take another pawn or what? Let me see. No, I'm gonna back up with rook to C4 and see if I can take that D pawn. Okay, king to Biscuits has gone king to H8. And now All right. Well, I mean, taking the rook for me is ridiculous, obviously. I'm looking at bishop to d3. Bishop to d3, and what is happening there? I can move my bishop and make a threat, but where would I make the threat on? Because bishop e3, he stops the threat pretty quickly. Um, let's see. Queen g6, threatening, but then he goes queen takes c1. All right. So let's see. Pawn takes. I don't know. I can't take the rook. Then he just takes on c1. So that's out. Takes on c7. I can't believe that. That helps him develop. It has to be some kind of harsh move here, like bishop to d3 or something like that. So what's happening with bishop to d3? How does he defend mate on that one? All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try bishop to d3 and see. But bishop to d3, queen takes a2, and if I go king h3, queen e6. So bishop to d3, queen takes a2, bishop to c2, and who knows what that is. So this is. I almost feel like I have something here, but I'm just not. I'm just not seeing it. Just not seeing it yet. Let's see what other kind of things there are here. Make two threats with queen to e2. Threaten bishop to b2 and queen takes h5. That might be something to think about. And then what does he do there? All right, I think I'm going to try queen e2. Let's see. So Jay Russell has gone knight e7. And I think I liked. I think I'm going to try rook to e5. See if I could get him to trade some pieces. Queen Sanji, and let's see what's happening here. I'm wondering about rook e7. Although, hold on, Dodgy's getting a little tricky here because careful, this rook takes g3 still. So I think that I should probably do a rook e3 or a rook f3 here and take the steam out of that. I think I'm going to go rook f3, and I almost did it there. That would have been another one. That would have been another disaster. So again, when should I go e4? I'm going to prepare it, over preparing, but I'm going to do it. Queen c7 from Pasqualino. And, I don't know. I'm just kind of hanging out here with not much to do. Knight to d2. A4, maybe break them up. I don't know, but that could. I think I'm just gonna relax here. Maybe rook to. He wants to go queen c4, I suppose. I'm gonna go queen c2. Get out of the way. I'm down the exchange there. It's not over, but it's not good. Okay, rook to e7 against Dodgy, and let's see what that's about. Dodgy goes, but then he goes rook takes. Right now, I wonder if I went into a rook ending, how that would be. If I offer a trade of queens, I've still been talking about this one like it's going to be a draw, and I still feel like it's some sort of draw. I think maybe okay if I go queen e4 and he goes rook takes f6, I think I'm going to try queen to e4 and see where he is there. Maybe it's just a draw. Okay, now let's see what's happening with Default. Default has brought one knight in, and he's brought the other knight to g4. So I don't. I'm getting seriously hassled here, and I don't see what to do about it. I don't know. I mean, if I back the exchange, and then I'm down the exchange, but well, that may be the best thing to do actually, and then just try in the e file. Queen g5 from CV Saul, and what's going on with this now? Is he? I mean, bishop to h3. Do I have to worry about that kind of thing? Let's see. Knight takes C6, queen C4s, queen B5, trading queens, maybe. Well, all right. Let's see. Queen B5 off the trade of queens. How's that work? Looks decent. Okay, Pasqualino did A5, and then I'm going to go queen back to B3 and maybe hassle his pawn. E6 from Zebile. At H6, he did E6. And now I guess I'll go A3, send his knight back. To A. And now I'm looking, I don't know, I'm almost thinking of tactics, but just moving my bishop somewhere and threatening his pawn feels nice. Maybe let's just go bishop to C1 and see, because maybe the side. All right, I sacked the exchange in this one, and now queen takes C1. Now after all that against Biscuit, I hung my bishop. I didn't even see. Okay, so queen takes H5. And rook to C7, knight C7 from Cybernian. And let's see. So if I go pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, trying to get in there with my rooks, maybe knight C6. Those rooks go then. Doubling rooks on the C file. Okay, rook takes, rook takes. Okay, I think. All right, okay. I have to go knight takes B7 and get my rooks in there. That seems right. Okay, now I'm a Pampa. All right, I persuaded him to go E5. I'm very happy about that because now I'm going to try and get my bishop in there. So what is it? Bishop E4? Is it bishop E4 or is it bishop C4? Second the exchange, not necessary. So if I go bishop, I'm going to go 4. Looks good. Cybernian took. I'm going to take on B5. Try and get in there. And now I'm just going to try and keep these rooks from bothering me in the default game. And it looks like now I have to check a lot against Biscuits. So I have to keep on checking. So G4 is the only. If I'm lucky, it's a draw. I don't know. Queen C8 from Dodgy. Surprising going backwards like this. Now, if I go rook E7, forking some pawns, knight A6 from Zebile, and let's see what my deal is here. It looks pretty. Looks like my position is not bad, and perhaps I can try to mate him sometimes with the way the setup is. So H4 maybe. Why not? Let's go. I'm happy that his knights are looking like that on the side. I'm thinking of getting rid of my crummy knight here against Cybernian, but how to do? Knight C8, bishop F8. I don't know if that makes any sense. Not because maybe I can work on his B5 pawn then. Okay, rook F6 from behind. And I'm going to go, I don't know, does bishop G5 do anything? Does bishop G5 do anything? Yeah, I'm going to go bishop G5. It looks nice. That's really some big analysis there. Okay. Let's see. Getting into some time pressure. I feel not so. Lost a couple of miserable ones. A4, H5. Haven't seen that one in a long time. I'm up a pawn. This one, dark unorthodox. This is still going. Okay, I'm just going to go rook to B1. I think I might be able to make a draw there. Rook back from Bahama Pampa. And queen C4 check I'm going to do. Just get my way in there. All right, now, Biscuits, I got to make sure that his queen does not block me. So, can I go queen to D4 check? Well, all right, hold on. If I go queen to F3 check, he can go up, maybe. No, but queen to F3 check could be the right way to make the draw. Queen D4 check. Where does he go? I got to make sure he doesn't block with stuff. That's going to be the big deal here. If he blocks with something, then that could be over. So let's see. Queen F3 check. And then King E5, Queen D5 check. I'm repeating, so that's got to make me happy. Let's see. So Queen F3 check. King G6, Bishop D3 check. All right, I'm going to try Queen F3 check because I'm very happy to repeat with King G7. King H8 from Bahama Papa, and now how do I get in there? Looking at Rook to C8. I don't know, but then he would take, and go Knight F6. I think I'm going to go Bishop E3 and keep him tied up. Okay, 8, Bishop F8, and am I happy to trade? I'm happy to trade knights, and then, but I want that B pawn for nothing. That's what I want. I want the B pawn for nothing without getting back ranked. So I think I'm going to go H3 and just in case for later. Okay, Zabal has taken on D5, and so that was I'm trying center. So he took on D5, and I'm looking at continuing with H5. Looks like something like that maybe is okay. Let me clear this situation up, and then go H5. Rook G4 from Dodgy. Now, Dodgy trying to do to me here. I feel like I feel like I got some. Queen to B7. I'm looking at Queen to D5. Queen to D5. I'm looking at. But I'm wondering if I just want to make sure that his rooks don't come in and start bothering me. That would be the big question there. So, I'm thinking of trying to figure out how do I stay out of the way of his rooks. Queen B7 attacking pawns, maybe. All right, I'm going to try Queen to B7. Okay, D3 from Pro Hacker, and I'm going to try E4. Getting greedy there. King, not really in time. Just have to be a little careful there. And I took on G7. He took, and I'm going to go H5 and see is some kind of mate happening here or what. Queen C, and now I guess I go Rook F2 now. Rook G3 on me, and I got to be careful. So Rook F2, and then I'm going to make sure that he doesn't sack on me. Okay, now, Papa, aha. I think I'm very happy here after Rook C8. I think I'm going to start to attack stuff. Okay, Pasqualino, he managed to get a pawn out of him anyway. Okay, and now Rook B5 against Jay Russell. Simon's been going for an hour and a half. A lot of games are over. G5 from default. G5, yes, maybe a good move. Threatening G4 ideas. Now I have to see, do I have any hopes here to if I took for perpetual checks or something like that? Not really sure how to do it. So and then him getting going G4 and taking. Let's see, he's after H2, that's for sure. So let's see. I'm looking at let's see. I'm looking at Queen to F6. Trying. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Queen F6. Maybe some tricky stuff there. Okay, Pro Hacker. Let's see. Now, I have to be careful here that he doesn't just start taking my pawns. So I have people protected. All right, I think, can I just go pawn to b3? But if he goes b4, he might pick up that pawn. So pawn to a4 to cement my rook there looks decent. Okay, from Pasqualino, queen takes b4. Uh, mm, he's going to start chasing my queen around. Um, I think that I have taken. I'm not happy about this. There's another game where I didn't pay attention. All right, I'm up 2 pawns against Jay Russell. Can I just trade everybody off on b7? Okay, here we go again from Donji. Donji is set again. So I have to stop this sacrifice again. All right, can I go queen to c7 and stop it like that? Okay, we have knight to d6 from Dark Unorthodox. And I guess I'll go try rook to d1, get that knight off there, getting in a little bit of time pressure there. I have to be, okay, now, I think I did queen g4 check already. We have a pawn sack from Tired Dad to open it up. And, okay, we got now, hold on, queen f3 check from Biscuits. And let's see. This is getting weird here because I could almost take his rook and then take on c7. Almost. If I go queen check, he puts his queen in the way. So, can I do bishop d3 check? And, all right, I'm going to try bishop to d3 check, see where he goes. Board. Bishop f8 from Bahama Mama, and I feel like all rooks are coming off here. Queen to, let's see, queen to f6. Queen to c6 is good against Bahama Papa. Let's see. I'm going to do it. b5 en passant against Pearl Hacker. h5 from Don. His king got opened up a little bit. Now, if I go rook takes f7, he goes h5. I have to be careful of some things here. So he has his h4 business going. So let's see. If I go queen e5, he goes h4. Messy situation there. Okay, unorthodox this game. I got to start moving a little faster. Pawn to a4 maybe for me. Okay, now Biscuits. King g7 we haven't repeated yet because my bishop went back to d3, so I have to go queen to g4 check. Pearl Hacker has gone rook to b8. He's getting that pawn back. Can I go pawn to b4? Keep all my stuff. Bishop f8 from Pasqualino. I go queens back to c2. Hang on for dear life. Rook takes c8. Queen takes c8. The pawn sack from Tired Dad. And I'm going to go bishop takes b5. There's lots of pins over there. Okay, knight a8, king g7 from Cybernian. And now I really want to snatch this pawn on b5, but I got to do it in the right way, and I still don't see. Okay, I think I see the right way. Okay. Now we got to see. Maybe I'm happy here or getting happier. Jay Russell, I'm going to try to make 2 connected pass pawns. And I'm keeping the time pressure going here. Moving nice and fast. And I think Cybernian getting rid of all the rooks, and then b5 is going to hang. So that looks good. So I think the problem with I think Cybernian transposed into a wrong kind of King's Indian. I think that's what happened to him there. Okay, rook takes b6 from Pearl Hacker, and I'll just go queen takes d3. And how many pawns am I up? No time to count. The boards are going fast. This has been a pretty fast simul today. After the simul, got to get back to packing. And now it looks nice here. I could just take the B pawn. All right, queen F3 check from biscuits. And as I said, I have to make sure. Well, hold it. Let's see. The best way to repeat might be queen G6 now. And now, I don't think there are mates. Hold it. Maybe there are mates. Queen G6. Oh, dear. Did I mate biscuit? It's by accident. Queen G6 check. This pieces. Cybernian is trying to blockade, and I would like to keep him from blockading. So I'm going back all the way with my bishop. I don't think he's going to be able to make the blockade. I think I get bishop D7 on the next move. Queen B2 from Pearl Hacker. And with the I'm going to offer a queen trade on D4 and protect all of my stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. Looks okay. Okay, Cybernian, and now does bishop D7 trap his knight? Typical King's Indian when it's gone wrong. I know the feeling, believe me. Okay, Jay Russell, his king's coming over. Let me bring my king up. My job here is to make two connected pass pawns. Bishop to F5 from CV Saul, and I'm going to go knight back to D4, and CV wants to fix my pawns for me. Queen E4 check from Biscuits. Bishop takes F3 from Tired Dad. I shall just take that. Both our kings coming up. Jay Russell, I'm up 2 pawns. Still not easy. I know that I have to make 2 pass pawns to win. And also make sure not to trade too much stuff. Okay, hold it. Say, let's see, Biscuits, Queen F5 check. Could it be mate? Wow. That's unbelievable if it is. Okay, now, do I have a shot against Bahama Pampa? Rook takes D6. Is that allowed? Rook takes, it looks good. So I played like a jerk in the beginning, but now I seem to be playing a little bit better. Okay, and now Biscuits, Queen G6. My queen just diagonal, did some nice diagonal stuff. And now, let's see, where do I put my bishop in this game with Jay Russell? Bishop to A6, get it out of the way. Although I don't want to give him knight D5, so I think I'm just going to go bishop to E4 there. And finally, Queen H7. I'm sorry, Biscuits. I think I was drawing. Probably a draw should have been how the game ended there somehow. But very interesting and quite ridiculous. So now against Donji, do I just want to offer a queen trade on E4? But I don't know. I'm thinking, okay, so if I go, where can I go against Donji here? Queen F4? Let me do Queen F4. Stop H4. I feel like I'm better in this game now. Let's see now. What's happening? It's on Dark Unorthodox. I'm getting into time pressure in this one. Rook to King to F6, and I think I'm just going to give him air with H3. And Pasqualino's gone Bishop to B4. I guess Rook C1. I've been hanging on in that game for a long time. Jay Russell has gone King D6. I'm just going to get my pawns going. Zebile has gone King G8. I'm not really in too bad a situation in that game. Let's see, after King G8. Queen H6 looks like typical thing here. Jay Russell F6 now. Like I said, I got to make 2 pass pawns, so I should move my bishop back to D1. Tired Dad has taken on D4, and I'm going to take back with the rook. There's a lot of pins here. Pin with the bishop and the knight on d7. Pin there. Pin. Maybe a couple of pins, but maybe a couple of pins is enough. Okay. Queen to back to f5 with Dodgy, and now do I want to trade queens on f5? Uh-oh, I got scared for a second about this rook takes g3 check, which I've been trying to stop the whole time. A minute 42 against a4 h5, not good. The boards did it to me again. I would have moved faster than this. I don't know what's going on here, so I got to keep an eye on this game. This game is where I'm in a really bad time pressure. Bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3 from Pasqualino. I got a repair job on my pawns. All right, I got to start really rolling here. All right, rook c1 against CV Sol. Last week I lost games on time because the boards didn't come up. Okay, g4 against default, and do I have the fancy queen h4 here, trying to keep this together? And c5 from a4 h5, and I gotta go fast here, faster than what I'm doing now. So it looks like a Benko or something. Pawn to a3, just try and protect my queen side. Pasqualino, king g7. I think I'm going to push up c4. I think in the Pasqualino game, I've made up some ground. I'm a little worried about that other game, though, the a4 h5. I don't have any time there. And so I'm going to keep going back to that one and see, because the other games I have time. H5 is still thinking. That's good. I just played pawn to a3, and I'm just going to try and stay up a pawn there and maybe trade down some. Okay, queen jack from Pro Hacker. I just got king g2, hitting his rook on b6. This one looks like I'm up some pawns, and I just have to be careful of tricks, but I don't see any for him just yet. Okay, c2 from CV Sol, and all right, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could just go rook to e1. I was going to go rook to d2, didn't look bad, but rook to e1 simple. And now rook takes d6, rook f7 from Bahama Pampa, and do I just want to go rook to d7? And that looks good. Queen 5 from Pasqualino. I think I'm going to just keep pushing my c-pawn, make him bother him with it. So a4 h5. That's a game where I'm keep going back to, because I only have 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The board's messed up again. I'm sorry. You know, the position's not that I needed that long to move. So, you know, that's the situation. Okay, rook f8 from Dodgy. And do I just want to trade, or do I want to keep the queens on for a second? It's a good. I think I'm going to take on a7 and snatch a pawn and see what happens there. Rook to b8 from, and now with Pasqualino, I'm getting my knight in there. I feel like I'm okay in this position now. Okay, f6 from Zebile. I played queen h6, and he went f6. And what's going on with this now? H takes g6 has got to be right. Knight d5 from Tired Dad. This is a game with the pins all over the place. Now, does knight takes d5 win for me? I'm wondering. Knight takes d5. Queen h6 from Dodgy, and let's see what's happening now. I feel like everybody is safe, so what's the deal here? If I could trade a pair of rooks, that might help. He's not threatening h4. I'm going to go bring my rook back to e7 and just sort of be a little safe. Okay, Pro Hacker, I think I'm going to go h5. I'm hoping for back rank ideas there. Okay, now we got Pasqualino is starting to come in with his rooks. I'm just going to go rook to f1 and defend my f2 square. Dodgy has gone rook g5, and Now I'm gonna. I guess gonna do queen to f4. Looks good. Queen takes d7 against Bahama Pampa. Looks great. And default, I mean, I might actually be thinking that I could draw this somehow. That would be kind of unbelievable. Okay, let me see if I could go. I'm going to go knight f5. It doesn't do anything. He could protect d6 easily. Okay, rook b2 from Pasqualino. I'm going to go queen e4 and start to bother him a little bit. I'm going to go a4 against default and just make some moves there. And now Bahama Pampa, I feel like this one should be just about over. I'm looking at bishop to g5 looks nice. And see what's happening. Okay, now tie or dead. Am I winning material if I go bishop takes d7? Rook to c4 from Dark Unorthodox. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Time pressure in this game also. Let me give bishop to b6 a shot here and see what's going on there. h4 from Dodgy. Interesting. And now I'm looking at rook to e5 ideas for myself. Rook to e5, I don't know. And the board changed to a game. Oh my God, what is going on? Now, T Knight is thinking a lot in this game, not me. Okay, well, that's a change. Okay, how about rook e5 against Dodgy? Try and tie him up a little bit. All right, now I'm very happy to see if I could get some back rank stuff going on Pro Hacker. How to do this. Queen to c3 feels like the simplest one. And just to be able to go rook to c8 on the next move. Okay, a4, h5, we're both getting in the time pressure. He just played rook to b1. Rook to b8 looks like a good move. I'm going to protect with queen to c2. Knight h4 check from against default. I'm hanging on in that one. Queen g7 from Zebile. His king side's coming apart a little bit. I just took on g6, and he went queen to h7, queen to g7. Sorry, and now I mean I must have some nice things to do here. Just g takes h7 looks okay, and if I have to, I'll trade the queens and I'll be up some material. So let's do that. Let's see. I want to go g takes h7 first. Knight takes d4 from a4 h5. That's the game with the bad time pressure. Default. Now in this game, I'm just kind of hanging out. I guess I really can't do too much. My knight on h4. I guess I'll try to bring it back into the game. It's not really doing too much out there. Okay, Zebile and king h8. And trading the queens looks good. Look from Pearl Hacker. And I think I'm happy to trade rook to c8. Let's see. King takes hg7 from Zebile. Zebile's getting. We're both in time pressure. And now knight takes d5 looks good. And king to and Dark Unorthodox has gone. King e7 is going to go a5 and protect. I think I'm okay there. Uh-oh. h3 check from Dodgy. Did that scare me? Wow, okay. King to g1. I was scared because I didn't see it, and that's the worst kind of thing that could happen to you. Okay, let's see what's happening now. CV Sol. I'm going to go bishop to f3. I think that I might have some edge there. Pasqualino has just gone f5. Wow. Okay, now I'm trying to get my queen in there. I'm going to go queen to h4, threatening queen e7. What's happening with Dark Unorthodox now? I'm just hanging on here. I guess I'm going to try double rooks. I'll go rook to b3. I'm Dodgy, and now, does he have any threats? You're careful about this. Okay, I'm going to trade some rooks. I feel safer now. Okay, rook to d8, back to the Zebile game. I went knight takes d5, and he went rook to d8. And let's see, thinking of maybe just bringing my king out. And let's see, so he went rook a b8, and now do I have any winning shots here? Knight to d4, threatening forks all over the place. Why not? Knight to d4, threatening forks all over the place. Still time pressure against the rook a8 from a4 h5. I'm going to go on to b4. Okay, not such a bad time pressure from Dodgy. Let's see. Maybe I on another pawn hunt here. Can I go queen check and take his b pawn? I think I'm going to do that. If I could do it and get away with it, it's material. Why not? Okay, pro hacker. I'm going to go queen back to c3 check. I like the fact that his king is wide open. Okay, king h7 from Dodgy, and I'm looking at queen takes b6. Looks okay to me. Pawn to b5 from CV Sol, and I'm going to go bishop to b7. No, I'm hoping I can snatch a pawn there. a6 from default, and I think default's getting ready to open up the position, which is, of course, the right thing to do. And I'm going to try and get my king over there and try and keep that closed. Bishop to b7 from a4 h5. This is a game where I'm in a bit of time pressure. I'm going to go rook fc1. I'm a pawn up. I'm going to see what the story is. Okay, Pasqualino has gone rook to b7 to stun check. And now can I just go queen g6, queen g3 to open him up a little bit, maybe? Force g5, see what happens there. And now what's going on against Pro Hacker? I'm looking at e5. Queen f6 is interesting, but then I don't know. Then he gets my e4 pawn. So I have a checks. I'm kind of happy about this position, but I got to see what's the win. Queen to f6, bishop takes. I don't think I want to do that. Queen to d4, just sitting on it for a move might be the right thing to do. I just noticed him having g4 himself. Is that something that I need to stop? All right, I'm going to... but then, let's see. Then he takes that. So, queen d4, bishop takes, and then he takes that. g4 is interesting. So this is not over yet. Should I go e5? All right, I'm going to even get on with it. Bishop to f3 in the a4 h8 game, and I'm going to go queen to a4. Time pressure for sure. King e7 from Dargox, and I'm going to let's see, where should I double rooks? I'm going to try rook to e3. Zebile has gone rook fe8, stop my threat. That's after I went knight d4. He went rook fe8, and now does h. Let's see, knight takes b6 first. Looks nice. Looks nice. Okay, rook e5 from Dodgy, and I'm going to bring my queen to the back rank and defend a little bit with queen to b1. Okay, now CV Saul, can I go, if I go bishop to e4, he doubles rooks. Interesting. If I go bishop takes a6. Bishop takes a6. And then, yeah, I'm going to try bishop takes a6 on, and that's getting to be a messy situation there now. Can I go knight c6? a4 h5 is a bad time pressure. I'm going to try his queen b5. It's a strange looking move. And now, let's see, king h8 from Zebile. He didn't take the piece back. I do not understand. So, What can I do here? Does he have some trick after some rook takes e4 thing or something like that? What is it? Let's see what's happening with that. King h8, a surprising move after knight takes b6. King h8. Now let me see if there's a way to end it here. So I'm just knight d5 and keep all my stuff. Let's see what that's about. Queen b5. Okay, I'm very happy now. Can I go knight c6 against a4 h5? Get rid of some stuff there. Pawn to e4 from dark unorthodox. And what to do now? Let's see. I'm going to go rook to e2, and he's a little tied up. And now Zebal's gone rook takes e4 after knight to d5. And let's see. f3 looks like a good move for me. Chase those rooks off of there. Queen. Okay, now queen g6 from dodge. Okay, I think I'm going to trade. Not much time to think about it. I'm going to trade and hope that my a4 pawn does some damage. Okay, f3, rook e5 from Zebile. And what's the win here? Simple. Knight f4 looks good. Threatening knight g6. Let me have that bishop in the a4 h5. Some time pressure. Now, Don, what to do here? Can I go pawn? I'm looking at pawn to a4. And just to get the usual routine there. All right, so we have unorthodox has retreated. Now let's see what to do here. Trying to open up that e5 for some stuff. Rook e7 for default. I'll bring my king. Maybe it's going to help out. Perhaps I can get my knight back into the game. Pro Hacker has gone queen f5, and now I have to see what's going on here. Now is this g4 move driving? Is this g4 move that dangerous that he's trying to do to me? It could be. I'm looking at stuff here. g4 myself, then d6. I don't know. Queen to d4 pawn takes. Yeah, not sure. g4, queen takes, d6, king there, bishop there. I'm going to try it. g4 against Pro Hacker and see what the heck is going on there. It's a queen trade. Okay, queen to... This is the game a4, h5. I'm gaining time on the clock on him, so it's getting a little better for me. Default has cracked me with b5, which I expected, and it makes a lot of sense for him to get his rooks into the game. I guess I'll take on b5. I want to avoid weak pawns. Weak pawns in that situation would just be over. I'm going to get my pawns going in the other game now. Can I play against default? Can I play e4 or I'm getting? He's gonna get this pawn back. So I'm gonna try e4, and his rooks are getting in there, and I gotta try and lock him out. Okay, now what's happening here with CV Saul? Good move, and now I have to get my bishop out. Can I go rook to d1? He's gonna get something here. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go rook to d1. It could be a draw. Okay, h5 from Pasqualino. And I gotta see how to do this to him. What can I do? I'm looking at h4 ideas, trying to open him up. Pawn takes pawn. From Bolt, he's gonna get his rooks into the game. Let's see, Tired Dad. He's hit my rook on C1. And I'm thinking of just going queen to C3. And there's a lot there. Okay, now what's happening with Bahama Pampa? Bishop to D8. Does it trap the knight? Okay, and now Zebulon has gone rook to G5. And do I just win the exchange here? After knight F4, rook G5, does knight on F to E6 win some stuff? So knight to E6. Okay, back to the A4, H5. He's getting some pawns going. I'm going to get out of the way and see if I can get my pawns going. And default has gone. He's getting his rooks. Rooks are getting dangerous here. How do I do this? I'm looking at E5 stuff, but I don't believe it. If I go knight to C2, he's getting rook A3, and then his rooks are coming in. I'm going to try knight to E3 and see if I surround and maybe be okay there. Okay, now Bahama Mama has. Oh, I have a lot of time in the Bahama Mama game. Wow. Okay, I better stop talking here. Queen check. Let's see. This game with the pawns A4 H5. Okay. Now rook takes E4 against unorthodox. I think I might be making a draw. Let's see what's happening with dodgy. I'm going to put my rook behind the pawn and go fast there. Pawn takes against unorthodox. Unorthodox is up a pawn, but I feel like maybe I can draw there. Okay, let's see what's happening here. A4, H5. Let's go knight C4. I picked up a little bit of time in that one. I'm going to sack the exchange against CV Saul. Let's see, knight F8 from Bahama Pampa, and I'm going to go bishop to C6. That one I'm in really bad time pressure. Rook to A1 from default now. Whoops, I think what's happening here now with default, I think that I'm in trouble here. Trying to get some counterplay against unorthodox's pawn. Okay, double exchange against A4, H5, and then I'm just going to push my pawns on him and see if it's going to be good. Tired Dad is down a lot of stuff. I think I'll take his rook. Time pressure there. Let's see now. Just gonna play moves in the unorthodox game. Typical rook in there. Now, can I push my pawns against A4, H5? That's what I'm going to do. And he's going to go knight E4 and see if he can get some attack on me. E5 from CV Saul, and that looks like a good move. And maybe this game could be leaning towards a draw. I'm just going to go bishop to B3, protect my C4, bishop E1 from A4, H5. King F6, and I'm going to push my pawn against dodgy and then tie up his rook. Okay, now unorthodox. Do I want to go G4? Or is that helping? I think G4 is probably the right thing to do there, and then to bring my king up. Okay, H4, H5. Can I just go F3 and win a piece? So lots of action here. And now I've gotten dodgy's rook frozen. That could be the typical way to win here with this king and pawn ending. All right, Tired Dad. Time pressure here also. What's the easiest way for me to do this? I'm looking at bishop. I should just bring my bishop back, I guess, and just be up a rook. Is that right? So bishop to where? I'm looking at bishop to C6 is getting tricky. No, I'm just going to go bishop to A4, but then hold on. Then he's getting bishop to F6, and I'm going to go bishop to 6 and see because that looks okay. Now, rook to D7 from CV Saul, and I'm just going to go pawn to G3. And he may win my rook, but I think after that, then I win pretty easily. Okay, good move from a4, h5. I can't take his knight. I cannot take, but can I get the pawns going on the other side? That's the easiest way for me to do this. Okay, queen takes e5 for Pearl Hacker. I'll trade queens. Uh, I'm going to go king to e3 against Dodgy. Head my queen over there. And now I want to see if I count this right against Tired Dad. I want to go bishop takes d5 and just and rook takes d5 could be a good move for me also. What about that? All right, I'm going to go rook takes d5. That looks okay. I made up a little time on this one. Okay, Dodgy's going f5, and I'm going to go rook to a5. Rook a5 from CV Saul. And what's he up to here? I'm just going to come up with my king. Pro Hacker, I'm going to play, let's see, I think I'm going to go, I thought d6. Bishop e2 could be a good move for me, pass pawn. All right, I'm going to go d6. King g7 from CV Saul, and I'm going to go h4. And now what's happening here? Knight g5 from a4, h5. Is he threatening some e4 stuff? I'm going to bring my queen back to d1 and defend a bit. Okay, now, Bahama Pampa, what's this now? I'm looking at bishop e7. And h5 from default. And I feel like, all right, now I'm looking for miracles here because his rooks are coming into the position. So I'm going to try e5 check and see what happens. Check from Bahama Pampa. Bishop takes f2 check from Tired Dad. This thing's become a real mess. Now, can I just go king takes f2? I seem to be up a lot of pieces here. Okay, now what do I want to take this g6 pawn back with? I'm going to take with the rook and see if I can get some counterplay on him. Okay, Pro Hacker's gone king to f8, and I was going to snatch this pawn on b7. King, let's see, king takes king there, bishop takes king there, bishop there. And not so easy, huh? All right, so I'm going to try bishop to c6 to keep his king from coming in. Queen h4 check from Tired Dad. And what if I just go king to g2? Okay, check from Bahama Pampa. And I'm glad I gained a little bit of time back on the clock in this game. So now I just have to look out, make sure he doesn't get perpetuals and whatnot. I'm looking at bishop takes f8 and queen e6 check. What other moves are there here? Queen to... I just want to make sure that there's no perpetuals. All right, I'm going to go bishop takes f8. I think I can get him on the light squares. Rook takes c6 from Tired Dad. And I'm going to go queen takes c6. And I'm up a rook, I think. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Default, I'm going to go pawn to d6. h4, h5 from CV Saul. And what's going on here now? All right, I'm going to bother his bishop. And Tired Dad taking a rook. I'm going to go rook check. Bring my queen back. Looks good. Knight f7 from h4, h5. I'm just going to keep on pushing pawns. Tired Dad, let's see. Now, queen e, c2, check my pieces back up and stay up a rook. e4 from, let's see, from... Now, I'm thinking of just sacking stuff here. I'll just keep pushing my pawns. Tired Dad. Now, I could just offer a trade of queens and defend, I think. And I'm up a rook. Okay, let's see. Dark Unorthodox, king f6. I'm going to go rook up. And queen e6 check from Bahama Pampa. Bishop d3 from Pearl Hacker. And let's see, now I'm going to bring my over. Rook check from default. So now if I go up, he gets e4 check, I guess. And now his rooks are trying to mate me over there. That's getting a little uncomfortable. I'm going to try king up. What can I do? And now I'm going to see if CV Saul, that's heading towards a draw. And now let me calculate here a little bit against Dodgy. I think the safest move for you to do is go rook a4, not give him any of that f4 stuff. Let's see. Against Tired Dad, I'll bring my rook back to d4, protect all my stuff. Bishop h6 from a4 h5. And I guess I'm just going to take that and sack the exchange. I'm banking on my pawns winning this game. And Dark Unorthodox has gone. Now, let's see. So is he getting his rooks into the game here? Let's see. So do I want to... First, I'm going to go rook to g3. Bishop check from... first from a4 h5. And I'm going to move my king. And let's see what he wants to do there. I have my bishops near my king. I'm pretty happy about this. And I used to be in terrible time pressure. I'm not anymore. What's happening here? Bahama Papa. Queen takes e5 check. Now, the thing with that is I got to make sure his bishop doesn't get into it. That's for sure. And if he goes king h6, what am I doing? Now, I'm looking at bishop to d5. And let's see how that one goes. Okay, so now against Dodgy, I'm going to creep up with my king. And let's see, a4, h5. I think I'm happy to trade some pawns. And it looks like this one, some of the games are becoming a draw. What's happening with Tired Dad? I guess I'll keep... I'm just going to go pawn to h4. And keep all my stuff. It's up a rook. f6 from Pro Hacker. And I go king to e3 and see if I can bother him a little bit. And now... Bahama Papa has now... I must have had an easier way to win this one. Because this is not easy at all here. Okay, so if I go queen to... All right, let me go queen to f6. And see what happens there. Okay, bishop to e7 from CV Saul. So I'm just going to trade. Tari had snatched him on, but still I'm up a rook. Rook takes h4 unorthodox. Let's see, pawn to d5 against CV Saul. Just take it easy there. And now, what's going on against Pro Hacker? This is a good question. Do I get this pawn, this B pawn, or can I bring my king around? And his king is... Where can his king go, though? That's the question. So what do I want to do here? Bishop to b7. He brings his king over. All right, I'm going to try bishop to b7 and snatch his a pawn. Looks like Bahama Papa's gone bishop to c5. Looks like a good move. And I've really lost the thread on this one badly. Really, really badly. I was winning easy, and now it's not... I don't even think it's a win anymore. So what to do here? All right, I don't know. Queen takes f4. I'm going to try. It's dangerous, but I'm going to try it. Now let's see what's happened. Dark Unorthodox is attacking my my g pawn, and let's see what to do here. I'm going to go rook h6. Start to bother him a little bit. Okay, now Dodgy, my king is coming up, or I could snatch. Well... Let's see how to do this. Okay, I go king to f4. Okay, knight g5 from a4 h5. And let's see what's going on here now. Is he making some threats? I'm just going to keep on pushing my pawns. I mean, okay, Tired Dad looks like... All right, I just have to get my rook and my queen in there somehow, and then it should be easy. All right, queen to d2. Just coordinate a little bit. And now let's see, rook to, if I go rook to e3 against dark unorthodox, he gets a b pawn. Do I want to check him some more? He gets that b pawn. I go behind. I don't know. I mean, he's still not, even with a lot of stuff not on the board, it's still not all that easy to do here. All right, I'm going to try rook to e3. Okay, Tired Dead is going queen to e7. I'm going to go d7 and see if I can get the king closer. a4, h5, e4 he did. Now, can I play f4? And see what the deal is with this. Okay, Simul's been going for about 2 hours, 10 minutes or so. And I've played some bad ones today that I'm not proud of, but it happens. Okay, now, what is going on here with Dodgy? Can I just go king takes f5? And take a pawn and maybe win. Okay, and let's see here. Pearl Hacker, I'm going to take, let's see, do I want to take on, all right, I'm going to take on a6. And then I got to see some king and pawn ending kind of stuff. And rook takes a6. Oh, my God. He had his stalemate, but unfortunately, rook h4 was mate. So I got a little lucky. And now a4, h5 has confused me also because he just went rook takes f4 and I cannot take his queen. But did I get lucky? And does bishop g3 is a lot. All right, now against Pearl Hacker, I'm going to go bishop. If I can get my king in there, I'll win. And default has these rooks are threatening to mate me. Yep, his rooks are coming in to mate me. So if I go, I would like to go. All right, I'm going to try knight to d5 and see, but I think that I'm pretty done there. And now, what's the best way to do this against Tired Dad? Rook to f4 looks good. Knight to f3 against a4, h5. Wow, that's a lot of stuff is hanging there. All right, now, is he threatening any suspicious mates on me? I'm wondering, because if he's not, I think I'm just going to try to make another queen. Now, I'm just looking out for queen takes f2 stuff, things like that. Bishop takes f3 I can maybe do. Pawn takes f3. Pawn takes f3. If he goes rook h4, I'll take his knight. All right, I think I'm going to just do this. If I lose, that would be really ridiculous, but see. Okay, now what's happening against unorthodox here? We both have rooks all over the face. So I'll go check. Double rooks from a4, h5, and let's see. What's his threats here? I'm just gonna keep on pushing like a, and if I lose, then I did it. Now, Bahama Papa has played a good move. I have a feeling that somehow in this game I'm gonna wind up taking Perpetual because I really, if I have Perpetual, because I've really messed this up. Okay, I'm gonna go f4 and beg for Perpetual. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, King G7 from default. Yeah, a good move. He's threatening mate with the rooks. And now I'm just gonna try to survive and see if I can bother him. Okay, dark unorthodox. Let's see what's going on here. I go check. And let's see, Tired Dad. What's Queen G4 check? And I go King there. And Pearl Hacker has gone. Bishop to D1 is a good move. And I'm gonna go bishop to E2 and offer him a trade of bishops. So I have a B pawn to bother him with. King E5 from CV Saul. I mean, my stuff is just protected here, so I'm not really sure what's supposed to happen here. Tired Dad went queen to D4, and now let's see what to do here. I'm just going to give him some checks for the heck of it. Okay, king up from, yep, Pro Hacker had to turn down the queen trade. And then I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to go F3. If I can get my king in there, I got some chances. Okay, knight takes F4 from default, and I think this one's about had it. And now I think against Bahama Pampa, I think he's forced me to take the perpetual. All right, now, here we go with A4, H5. I pushed my pawns like a maniac, and now I'm just trying not to get mated. Okay, so let's go. Bishop takes H4 first. Okay, rook A6 to get CV Saul, and I'll go check. I don't know what and now Tired Dad has gone. I'm going to go rook F7, and I finally something good. Okay, now let's see what's happening here. To A4, H5, I'm going to take on F3. And I think against Bahama Pampa, I have to take the draw. Really, I was winning that one easily. Really messed that one up. Unbelievable. Okay, what a mess that was. All right, now, what's happening here with poor old Hacker? I'm going to go bishop to D3 and see what can I do. All right. Queen G, Queen E5, draw there. Dark unorthodox. Let's see what to do here. Lots of checks. And default has gone rook to D7. And what can I do here? I'm gonna just go knight takes H5, and then I'll return. But that's been lost for a while. And now rook check. Dark unorthodox, chasing him around, and queen G5 check again from Bahama Pampa. And let me see, what can I do here to Pearl Hacker? I'm going to try king E4 and see what happens there. And draw. By repetition, dark unorthodox. Just going to, what to do here? I'm just going to, rook to B7 is an interesting one. He has a lot of checks. Okay, now let's see. Do I have any hope at all here in this game with default? I don't think so, but I'll give it a try. I'm going to go knight F6, put my knight there, and it looks like dark unorthodox. We made a draw. Good, tough game. Very interesting. Good games here today. And down to king versus king. And so good games. Now let's see. This one, default, rook takes H2, of course. And now let me see, is there any way for me to bother him here with any miracles? I cannot cross with my king to F4. I'm down the exchange and a pawn. I don't know. I mean, all right, I'm gonna try rook to the bottom. I really should resign here, but I'll just try some trick. And now CV Saul could really overdo this, because can my king walk into his position and maybe start to bother the G6 pawn? Okay, now what's going on here against A4, H5? Can I just make a queen? He doesn't have any checks. All right, I'm going to make a queen, and my queen is covering H2 also, which makes me happy. Okay, king E4, king E7 from Pearl Hacker. And now, the way I was going to try to win this was to run my king in there and take his H pawn, and see if do I have anything left after that's occurred is a good question. So I don't think so. But let me see what to do here. If I push b5, he eats all my pawns in a row. If king f5, bishop takes, king g6, he eats all my pawns. So where can I put my bishop that would do something here? Let me put my bishop. Let's see. Let's put the bishop out on. If I push b5, is he coming back fast? That's the question. b5, king d6, b6. So I don't know what to do. I think probably Pro Hacker made a draw there. He came up with some good tricks. King to f5 and then offer no, but that's ridiculous. Trade bishops. I lose there. So the insane thing to do would be to run my king and king, bishop takes king, but then I run out of pawns. Well, I don't know. I have to calculate that, and then king takes. All right, I don't know. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to try it. I could lose. All right, now bishop to f4 from a4 h5, and now okay. So I'm up a lot of stuff. Can I just go queen takes f4? Up a lot of stuff there, so that's nice. Okay, now I'm going to try king to g5 against CV Saul. I think CV Saul had to do some other kind of thing here, and I think against default well, I think that I could resign there with a clear conscience. Good game. And let's see where am I now? CV Saul. I just went king g5, and now my idea is I could even maybe put up my rook on e6 and start to take his pawns. So I don't know where his king was going here. I think one of us should have offered a draw here. I mean, I don't like really offering draws in the simuls. So okay, rook takes f4. Queen must be good. I'm up a lot of stuff here now. Okay, king there, bishop takes, king takes. All right, this is gonna be now. No, but hold on, he's got e4 here. I don't know. This was not a smart thing for me to do here. All right, I'm gonna have to see. Can I make a draw here? Is a good question. All right, I'm gonna go pawn to b5. Now all of a sudden I should have just made a draw there. That was a little bit dumb. Okay, rook to e6. Now I'm trying here. Now I'm up so much stuff here against a4, h5. I'm just going to go queen takes f3, and my pawns did a good job there. So it was a tough simul today. There were some games that I just played terribly, and a4, h5, resign. I just thought that now that opening wasn't that bad. That kind of doesn't really get to a Benko. So that wasn't that bad. All right, now with CV Saul, we're just about in increments here, and I think I'm starting to take his pawns off on the king's side. So what can he do here? I just thought I don't know where he was running his king to. I mean, was it really going to get to f2? I was always keeping an eye on that. If his king got to f2, then obviously, but the danger is something like this happening. Okay, Pearl Hacker has gone bishop to e4. Okay, now I'm going to push my pawn. And king c5 from CV Saul. So I guess I start chomping. King takes. Does he have any tricks? I don't think so. So king takes. I don't know if he has some kind of idea maybe to bring his king back, but I don't know if his king was coming back. It maybe should have come back the other way. I have passed pawns now. I have hopes of a lot of passed pawns, really. 5, I could, it's. Takes pawn takes. I guess I want the f5 pawn, and then maybe I can push f4, f5, and do it like that. That looks pretty decent. So what can he do? If he retreats the rooks, I think I'm happy to. I don't think I mind trading rooks here. Okay, he traded rooks. I take with pawn. Now I might even have some. Well, I don't know. King f7. He can maybe go king e7 and rook b7. So probably snatching pawns is the right thing to do here. Now, I guess I should snatch the. Now, can he set up any blockade here? I'm wondering. But then I go king g6. No, I think I want to take his f pawn. Uh-oh. Pearl Hacker, what's happening here? Is he concocting some mate? My king is in a weird spot here. I cannot go bishop e4. So what's going on? Bishop e6 is not mate. It almost was. Let's see. Bishop to. If I go bishop to a6, what's happening? Wow. All right, king e7 from CV Saul. And now I would want to push my pawns. I'm thinking about king to g6. Threatening to take that h pawn. So thanks everybody for playing, and I'll see everybody next month. Count now f4. And f5. And as long as I push my pawns in such a way that they don't get blocked, I don't think I have to worry about rook c3. I think I just go f6. And then he has to look out for bishop a4 checks and stuff like that, and e7s. And my king is on f7. I think I'm at least going to win his rook. So I think that should do it for that one. So I made a decent comeback in some, because early in the simul, wow, there are a couple of those games. The Dutch defense was terrible. I mean, I teach my kids that when somebody's lined their rook up on your queen from long distance, you should pay attention to it. And I should show them that game that I didn't follow my own rules. And I guess we'll look forward to the Koryakin Carlson match. Should be pretty good. I hope Koryakin has hired some nice helpers and is doing some good preparation. I'd like to see a nice close match. And CV Saul resigned. Good game. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, his opening, I think he sacked the pawn on b7, got a lot of play. Very interesting. I don't think he could do it, but he did it. And then it just became a messy game after that. But a good battle. Pro Hacker is still going. I thought all the games were done. I forgot about that one. Bishop check. My king pops back. And now, am I just going to win the piece? what's happening here? And when I win the piece, his pawns are fractured. I think that, okay, now, is this? And can I just go pawn up and make a queen? I don't understand what he did there. I think that I felt like he had made it to a draw, and then somehow it escaped him again. I don't know whether he thought he had a mate there. I thought I was almost mated for a second also. But now I'm going in for a queen, so there's just nothing to do here now. And we'll have to see what my score is. I never keep track of it during. It always seems worse to me. And then when I see my score, I go, oh, that wasn't that bad. All right, no, Pro Hacker's still thinking. He's got a minute. And he let my pawn get out of control. I thought he should have kept his king over there, and then I was doing some ridiculous way to try him in by getting my king into g6 and taking his h pawn. Really bizarre, I mean, thinking on my part, but my stupidity got rewarded. It's funny sometimes you play and you play worse moves and better things happen. It's not fair. So also my school Spire did very well. We out of 645 schools in Nashville, we took a we took a first place, a second place, and a third place at 645 schools. Kind of unbelievable. Okay, what is Pro Hacker trying to do to me here? Let's see. He has four pawns, but I think the queen and the bishop got to get him, and probably pretty fast. And the Yankee game was on, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. I think they might have won, but let's see. I've been watching the basketball, and I'm going to root for the. I'm going to root. I don't know. I feel bad because my friend Nick DeFermi, but they won a championship last year, so I think actually I'm going to root for the OKC's. All right, now Pearl Hacker. I'm going to. Can't hurt anything. Games. Oh, it was good to beat Zebile. Is always a tough opponent, so it was good. A pretty good game today. Okay, Queen G8 check against Pro Hacker. And let's see. Can I do the? Let's see. Is that going to be mate check, bishop check, that thing? I think so. Check. And thanks for good simul. The boards work better today. I don't know. Week, last month, maybe it was because of the. It's possible because playing the black and but today the boards seem to be okay. Although there was a point where I thought there was one board that I hadn't seen in a long time, but overall not bad, and at least I didn't lose any games on time. I'm pretty good at moving fast if I have to. So so looks like is this the? I guess this is the last game, and then I'll see what my score is. And Queen takes G6 was mate. So Hacker, well, I mean that game was a shame really because I think first I thought I was winning easily. Then he came up with some tricky stuff. That Bogo in position that he achieved after 12 moves, I would say don't play that anymore for black because I think white is just much better there. So that one I wouldn't play for black at all. Unorthodox played this unorthodox thing, and it didn't turn out badly for him at all. I played normal looking moves, and then all of a sudden found myself with nothing. Let's see, Bahama Papa. Another stupid game on my part. If you look at the middle game, it's crushing. Like, look at the position around, say, move, um, say, move 35. And then I go, and then I did the wrong thing. And maybe after we move, I'll play better. But I don't know what my problem is. I don't make excuses. Tired Dad. Well, Tired Dad, very, very good. It's always a pleasure to play you. And he just ran into some too many pins with the pawn sack B5. Too many pins. But thank you very much for playing Tired Dad. Tartakover. Look that up because it's a solid opening. You'll do well with it. Donji, that was the Donji game was a very weird game, and I think that Donji, I thought that game was going to be a draw at a few moments, and Donji just drifted and allowed me to take some pawns. Zebal, I did a Grunfeld. I think I finally played a good game against him. It wasn't bad. Pascalino. Now, Pascalino, I'm sorry, I lost on time in this game, and it didn't go back to the board, and I think it's a shame because just as I was, I have a decent, it's my best position of the game. So good game from Pascalino. I thought he should have won the game. In this position, I'm certainly not losing. I don't know if I'm winning, but I'm not losing. And I thought earlier in the game he was winning pretty easily. He's up the exchange for a pawn, and I don't have any play. Black resigned in the T night game. I don't know what happened there. It's hardly a game. Jay Russell, I was going to get that one. He got a minority attack and was bad. Cybernian, it was just a bad King's Indian for him. Biscuits, probably one of my luckier games. Down a million pieces and somehow got a mate on him. Brian Wood, I just won some pieces there. Uh, and I think I don't know what happened to this Sanguine. Adjourned, and I don't think he ever came back. And in the position, it was a Bishop C4 check and all that. DVR's got to play a better opening. Cookies and cream, same thing. Got to play a better opening. Biscuits, we saw that one. T night, we saw. So let's see what my score was here. There's some adjournments. So I'm not really sure. It looks like 6 wins. No, but it says 6 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss, and 13 remaining. Don't ask me what that means. I mean, I think all the games are done. So thanks everybody, and here's the results: 3 losses, not so bad. 15 wins and 2 draws, and I think there was show us your shirt logo. Oh, Chest in the Schools, who I teach college bound there. So thanks everybody for watching and playing, and I'll see you next month. From 73rd Street. Right now, I'm in the Village on 12th Street, and moving on next Friday. So this place is nothing but boxes. And maybe next month after we're settled in, I'll play better because I thought I played pretty badly today. But 3 losses, I got to be satisfied with that. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Sandro. Thanks, everyone, for playing. And see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.